channel. Thanks for stopping by for number 500. We did it, man. I can't believe it. A little bit over 2 years, 500 videos, and I wouldn't have made it to 10 without you cats. You guys have inspired me each and every day to do this. I know I haven't done it every day, but almost every day for 2 years. And it's just been amazing to me that this community has grown and has embraced me as much as it has, and I couldn't have done it without you, and I love each and every one of y'all for it, which is why I let you pick the 500th song, and that's Rhyme Asylum, Divine Right of Kings. I wish I could sit here and name everybody that's helped me throughout the journey, but it would take me a whole video just to do that, and I know I'd still miss people, so I appreciate you all, man, truly, honestly, love each and every one of y'all. So let's jump right in. Give it a listen.
It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings, so bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring. It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings, so bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring.
My acapellas are an act of terror, mad professor, drill sergeant skulls with a black and decker, anorexic man possessed with Samson's strength, pull the pillars of Hercules back together, taken for granted like genies in gin, swallow.
Dude, the Possessed never takes long when he gets on a track. That right off the top, my acapellas, and they take the beat out for just for that beat, just for that half a second, they take that beat out, man. When he says acapella, that is so dope. Didn't have to do that, but that little added bit, and right off the top, man, that whole bar about drill sergeant, and then the Black and Decker, because you got that, you know, the fact that Black and Decker makes drills. That the wordplay is always, man. But to me, that third one, man, that anorexic. So he's talking about Samson, he's talking about Hercules, he's talking about, so and being anorexic, man, you know those cats, like Hercules is a big ass dude, man, huge dude. So he's saying he's anorexic, which is like the polar opposite of being this huge dude. But at the same time, Samson and Hercules are kind of like the same but different. Kind of like they're the opposites of not the opposite of each other, but they're kind of like they're. If you know what I'm trying to say, I'm having a hard time finding the word. But he basically uses, and then he says he's possessed, which is great, obviously, because it's possessed. So he's anorexic, possessed with Samson's strength. And what did he do? Rather than push it apart like Hercules, the pillars, he pulled that shit together. That whole bar, so friggin' deep, man. The way he did that shit. And this a little piece, man. This dude fits so much shit into that one piece. Unbelievable.
My acapellas are an act of terror, mad professor, drill sergeant skulls with a Black and Decker, anorexic man possessed with Samson's strength, pull the pillars of Hercules back together, taken for granted like genies in gin, swallow life grenades, pick my teeth with a pin, the father of lies tried to commit suicide, slicing my wrist, it only sharpened the knife, larger than life, got you trembling shook, I'm fishing with President Bush, his head on a hook, who inherits my looks, spark forest fires, flame breathing down your neck of the woods. If the crowd stands still, they're scared.
Oh man, breathing down your neck of the woods. Nice wordplay, setting forest fires. That pick or swallow live grenades, pick his teeth with the pins. And the complexity is funny. The complexity of that that bar, that Samson Hercules bar that I was talking about. The complexity of that is so beautiful. But nobody that... You don't expect that type of complexity, and then at the same time he comes back with a bar like trying to commit suicide, but this sharper than the blade with his wrist, right? There's nothing complex about that. That's just hardcore. That's just a hard bar, man. That's just like, and same with the swallowing the grenades, right? It's just like, there's nothing in depth, nothing to break down. It's just hard as balls, and comes with that right after that, just nasty Hercules bar, man. It just shows you, just how this dude's brain works. This is just awesome. I'm loving this verse.
With a pen, the father of lies tried to commit suicide, slicing my wrist, it only sharpened the knife. Larger than life, got you trembling, shook. I'm fishing with President Bush, his head on a hook. Who inherits my looks? Spark forest fires, flame breathing down your neck of the woods. If the crowd stands still, then scared stiff. Forget Eve, I made the Blair Witch from my spare rib. Creation's master stroke, scrutinized Medusa's eyes, was only left with a heart of stone. I'm from parts unknown.
Scrutinized Medusa's eyes and only left with heart of stone. That friggin' Adam and Eve bar, fucking tight. Oh, Jesus Christ, this dude. He looks into Medusa's eyes, man, and rather than turning to stone completely, that's his heart, man. When you talk about a heart of stone, it's like that cold ass dude that, you know, nothing gets inside this guy. The guy never smiles, never finds happiness in anything. He's got that heart of stone. Nothing changes that shit. Nothing can melt it, man. And he's already got that heart of stone. And then he looks into Medusa's eyes, which just turns men to stone, and it just makes him colder. God damn.
I made the Blair Witch from my spare rib. Creation's master stroke, scrutinized Medusa's eyes, was only left with a heart of stone. I'm from parts unknown, lay undiscovered for 100,000 years in Antarctic snow. Twisted SOB, microphone fiend. I'm the one you hear but don't see. My picnic's a few sandwiches short. You get dispatched and put back in contact with the source. We carry the torch. You scratch my back and I scratch yours with adamantium claws.
It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings.
For those who don't know, Wolverine is Canadian. I claim that, man, because he's like the hardest. He's like the hardest Marvel comic. He's the hardest comic book character ever, man. He's Canadian, so I gotta claim that shit. Something good came out of Canada anyway. Me and Wolverine.
Limb from limb, we stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings. So bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring. It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings. So bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring.
I was from the future to serve my mission alone. Descending of Medusa, turning my tissue to stone. I write lines in poisonous lead. My overpowering presence replaces the voice in your head.
Man, I mean, you love all these guys. For me, I love all these guys equally. That writing his lyrics with poisonous, what do you say, pencils with poisonous lead or whatever. If he just said write my rhymes with poisonous lead, but it's cool that he brings in Medusa here. He said something about a descendant of Medusa. So rather than possessed, looking into Medusa's eyes and getting colder, Cyclone's saying he is a descendant, and then he does the opposite. He turns people to stone, and he goes to the eye doctor. I mean, if you know, that's kind of mean, right? You go to the eye doctor. The doctor's trying to help. That's all he's trying to do. I love that hook too, man. Skirms on the hook is just sick.
In poisonous lead, my overpowering presence replaces the voice in your head. Keep body parts refrigerated. I got attitude. Replace cabin crews, parachutes and pillowcases. Integrated with the matrix. Find myself rapidly moving between two different places. Knowledge trapped in forgotten chapters. Cross the atlas with prehistoric packs of velociraptors. Yo, I solve codes and impossible puzzles.
This is interesting to me. I'm going to bring this back some because I know I paused it a bit here. It just came to me after that Velociraptor thing. They're both basically saying they've been around since, like, I don't know, they never actually said about like the dawn of time or the creation of the universe or whatever, but just the little things in and there, because Possessed was talking about being spent hundreds of thousands of years like under Antarctic snow, which kind of which I guess you can kind of say if someone must have dug him up, right? He's like he was found, he was dug up, he was excavated or whatever, which would suggest that he's hundreds of, like, more than maybe millions of years old, because even the Adam and Eve bar, right? You can argue that, you know, he was around with Adam and Eve, and when Adam was making Eve, Possessed was over there making the Blair Witch, right? So I wonder if that's because when you think about gods or kings, like the divine is godly, holy, and often God is called the King of Kings. So they're kind of in my mind, they're talking about they were gods, right? They were gods walking on earth at the same time, or since the beginning of earth. I don't know, I'm kind of stretching here, but I'm wondering if that's kind of what they're saying.
Keep body parts refrigerated. I got attitude. Replace cabin crews, parachutes and pillowcases. Integrated with the matrix. Find myself rapidly moving between two different places. Knowledge trapped and forgotten chapters. Cross the atlas with prehistoric packs of velociraptors. Yo, I solve codes and impossible puzzles. Run rings round you like two-player Sonic and Knuckles. Inflicting multiple injuries. Open my mouth and unleash vultures and killer bees. Vocals will blow you to smithereens. Head grows a new body if you sever my throat with a guillotine. Deflecting military.
Oh man, what a cool idea, or like image that puts in your head. Like you see that guillotine come down and the head rolls off, and then immediately it's like it wouldn't be like a body right away, but I imagine like some tentacles or shit would come out of the bottom of the head and they would scurry away. Like that horror shit, man. These guys always put those images in your head, like just like that. I wish I could do that with my writing, man. Just the ability just to put that horrific thing immediately inside your head. I love how effortlessly they could do that. Another thing makes me think about the whole king thing is like, or the whole godly thing, is because Cyclone just said here, knowledge, and it was like something about, I'm going to butcher it now because I wanted to pause it, but I had just started to now I can't remember exactly what he's getting at, but my first thought was like, it's kind of like that knowledge, he's passing down that knowledge, which is then like spread out on stone tablets and shit, passed about, but at the same time he's opening his mouth and he could shoot out like killer bees and locusts, right, which is a very godly type of thing with the Egyptian gods, right, the pharaohs. You could imagine them doing that type of shit, and they said too that like the reason why I can't remember the actual name of the angel, but there was an angel that would have to come down and speak for God because the humans didn't have the capacity to actually hear the voice of God, and like that he's saying too, like he opens up what did he say, his lyrics or his vocals or whatever it was, blows them to smithereens, which is basically also saying his lyrics are hard, man, they're dope as hell, but at the same time, being that God, it opens up his mouth and shoots out the vocals, man, and people just explode. So at the same time, he's got that wordplay that makes you think of it both ways.
Head grows a new body if you sever my throat with a guillotine. Deflecting military firing squads. I was an atheist till I finally clocked that I was gone. Tongue tied in knots, mouth shut with iron knots. Brain seats on my skull, thinking outside the box. Searching fire plots to murder cyber cops.
I don't care. I know I paused it a lot, but I'm bringing it back. I was an atheist until I clocked that I was God. There you go, man. What a bar. And bringing back the Matrix with that deflecting the fire squad shit, because that's what Neo did, right? Nice little playback with that. Tie up his tongue, lock his mouth with with locks, but he's got so much power, so much knowledge, everything. It all seeps out of his head, man. And he's thinking outside the box. His box being that brain. And no matter what they did, they can't stop that from happening. Because there's so much power, so much knowledge, so much that has to come out.
Front with a guillotine, deflecting military firing squads. I was an atheist till I finally clocked that I was gone. Tongue tied in knots, mouth shut with iron knots. Brain seats on my skull, thinking outside the box. Searching 5 blocks to murder cyber cops. Break the Bill Gates, smash the windows and burgle Microsoft. Don't get your wires crossed, you're far from the truth. No geek, I'm just infinitely smarter than you, motherfucker.
It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb.
I'm no geek. Bill Gates, Microsoft, that whole part there. Then he brings up the fact that no geek. A lot of people consider Bill Gates a geek. I wouldn't mind having some geek money, tell you that much. But that little wordplay there, man, I'm not a geek. I'm just smarter than you. Nice.
Smarter than you, motherfucker.
It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings. So bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring. It's either sink or swim, get ripped limb from limb. We stuck with this through thick and thin, and we the kings of kings. So bow down now, pucker up, kiss the ring. It's Rhyme Asylum. Craig Creeps got them insane beats. UK to down under.
Oh man, the only thing that would have made that song better here if Skirms had a verse on this, man. But dope friggin' track. I loved Skirms on the hook. That was sick. Both these cats slayed it, man, and I like how they brought their verses together there, and the fact I was making that connection about the whole godly thing, because they're both around for all those years and stuff. How they bring all that shit together and kind of the verses. The fact that the verses played in together was pretty dope, man. I really enjoyed that. I can see why you guys, man. I mean, everything I've ever heard, I have yet to hear a song from these guys I don't like. And every time I do it, I just finish up and I'm like, I just feel like a little bit robbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you guys have dealt with it so much longer than I have, but I always just be like, I just want more of these guys, man. But what a cool track. I appreciate you guys suggesting it, picking it for the 500th. I have so much to do, man. So much to do over these past few weeks when I was counting down. So much great stuff has dropped. Well, I don't know if it's great yet, but you know, so much stuff. I've seen so much stuff drop, and I gotta get to it, man. I just keep adding it to the list, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But I ain't going anywhere, man. I'm on the road to 1,000. After that, keep the eye on the 1,000,000, man. We're gonna keep rolling. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Let's keep growing this community. Let's keep this train going. Let's keep the journey alive and see where it leads us, because this is so much fun. Can't believe I get to do this. And I couldn't do it without you, and that's why I love you, man. Keep coming back. Until next time, stay safe. Be good to each other.